We talk a lot about giving people agency, empowerment, autonomy, decision rights, but here's what we don't talk about. Agency without context is a setup for failure. You've given someone the authority to decide. You haven't given them what they need to decide well. I call this context agency. So context agency, the way I define it, agency is the ability to make decisions for yourself. If you have agency, you can make a call. If you don't, you're in a coma, you're a child, someone else decides for you. That's agency. Context agency is the ability to make good decisions because you have the necessary context to do so. When you make decisions for yourself, you have 100% of your own context, your lived experience, your risk tolerance, the phone call you just had, the bad night's sleep, all of it informs your decision. The moment you ask someone else to decide on your behalf, they have almost none of that. Founders live this every day. You built this thing. You've lived and breathed it. Every decision you make draws on context you don't even consciously process anymore. When you hire someone, a VA, a leader, a partner, an employee, and they make a decision you wouldn't have made, and you think they don't get it. But they're not broken. They're not stupid. They don't have your context. So context agency works in two ways. Having it means you possess what you need to decide well. Giving it means you ensure the people you've empowered actually have what they need to succeed with that empowerment. That second part, that's the leader's job, the parent's job, the founder's job, and most of us are failing at it. Here's where it gets dangerous. Hire someone who thinks like you, 90% alignment. It feels easy, natural, you're in lockstep. Your context from a natural standpoint aligns well, but that 10% gap is invisible until it isn't. They make a big call. It goes wrong. Trust is in shambles. And now you're pulling back authority, convinced you're the only one who can do this right. You didn't have a people problem. You had a context problem you couldn't see. Every time trust breaks, you pull decisions back to yourself. Do that enough times and you believe it. I can't find good people. No one gets it. I have to do everything. The moment you believe that, you've capped your growth at your own capacity. You cannot scale beyond yourself. And you've got there through broken trust. And you got broken trust through broken context. So here's the real question. Before you give someone agency, did you give them context agency? Did you check whether they had what they needed, not just to make a decision, but to make a decision you would have made with the full information? If not, the failure isn't theirs, it's yours. We celebrate empowerment. We rarely check if we've equipped people to use it. Context agency. Give it before you expect good decisions.